From Timcast.com, Rumble acquires Locals in a bid to expand creator economy. The company wants to foster high-quality content by giving creators control of their content and data. Very interesting move. For those that don't know, Rumble is a very popular video player. It's alternative to YouTube, essentially. It's got a lot of independent and conservative voices on it, and it's considered kind of like an alternative to YouTube. There have been many. Rumble seems to be doing really well and seems to have large coffers, as it were. And Locals is basically Dave Rubin's answer to Patreon. So now Rumble has acquired Locals. I don't know what this will mean for the people of Locals who have their accounts there. But wow, this is a fast move. We have a quote, actually. Quote, "We felt there was an opportunity to fairly serve everyone by providing the same tools large creators have without preferencing," Rumble told Timcast via email, based on the premise that small creators like friends and family were no longer being prioritized on platforms like YouTube. Privately owned Rumble launched in 2013. The company's creators felt large platforms focus on multi-channel networks, large corporations, and brands. Unlike other platforms, creators using Locals own not only their own content, but also the community data. The data can be analyzed to better understand and engage with the creator audience. With more insight into who they are reaching, creators can expand their work and continue to generate revenue without outside influence. Instead, they'll use a subscription model Locals has built. This is particularly interesting. Ian, what do you think about this?
I think the consolidation of corporate power is often done with good intentions. Dave Rubin sold you out. He got a bunch of big popular people in there by using his personal brand and his trust, and then he sold you out. He made, I don't know, they haven't released how much money he got paid to sell you out, but he is a...
Well, what do you mean by sell them?
I mean that he just got paid a lot of money and got an offer he couldn't refuse to give now control of all these people trusted Dave. They trusted you.
Right.
And now they have no choice but to be owned. Their data is now owned by Rumble. This is what Google bought YouTube. I remember that happening in 2008.
Well, so they say specifically that you own your community data.
That's what they say. I don't know anything about this deal, to be honest.
I think the bigger issue I have with look, I think, you know, I tweeted out congrats to him for pulling it off. I think it's fantastic. I think there's some critiques we can have. I think it's good that the independent tech environment is growing larger and more powerful. And ultimately, this will be good because there needs to be market competition against YouTube and Patreon and Silicon Valley. This is what we're seeing. However, that being said, I don't like any of how the system is operating, and it's not anything personal with Rumble. We use Rumble. I think Locals is fantastic, but the whole time the Patreon fiasco happened. This is basically, you know, Patreon bans Carl Benjamin. They banned Lauren Southern first, and they banned Carl Benjamin. They basically nuked people's income without warning or notice. Right. Overnight, one day, you know, Carl wakes up, his account's deleted, all his money is gone. So what ends up happening is we see alternatives emerge saying, we're going to create centralized subscription models just like Patreon, but with our own unique version of it. And it's the exact same problem. That's why I'm not a fan of it.
Michael Malice, Dave sold you out, dude. I hope that you got paid for this too, Mike. I hope that all the people on Locals got a percentage of this buyout because it's your data that was sold.
Oh, Ian. You're getting pissed.
This is why we're building decentralized technology where you can own your own data and host your own stuff.
I agree.
I mean, I've always been skeptical even of the alternatives because there have been alternative social media platforms that came and went, sold their viewers, deleted their content, and then just rebranded and started new again. I'm like, wait, hold on. What about my old content that I uploaded there? Like, oh, it's gone. I'm like... You know, there's a lot of, you know, pump and dump cryptocurrencies also out there. There's a lot of bad things. That's why I always prioritized building my own platform, my own email list. That's why I have LukeUncensored.com. You have Timcast.com. And I think this is the way that it's going to go, decentralized. And I think if you ever put your hope in a centralized system or somebody else to take care of something for you, I think there's a bigger chance you're always going to be let down.